Hi, Mr. Kwang here. We are going to start our introduction to database, and this topic will take us all the way to the end of term 4, right? Before your promotional exams. Okay, so let's start with the introduction. All right. Okay. So what's a database? A database is a collection of related data stored in an organized or logical manner, right? So it could be, for example, like if you have a company, you have different customers. Each customer data is a record. So in the record, right, you will store the same items. So for example, customer name, customer email address, maybe also like things like his phone number, etc. All these things are called attributes, right? So in real life, right, you can see, for example, like patient medical record, supermarket inventory, contact list. Or for the school's context, it could be a database of your students. It could also be a database of examination results. All right. Okay. So before now, we used to use hard copy cards to track, let's say, for example, library books. So the library, right, each book will have each book will have a card that contains, for example, is name of the author, name of the book, number of pages, etc., and the classification, right? So all these cards are sorted by the ascending order of your author, all right, and so each card has a number as well. So when you borrow a book, the librarian has to find this card and then transfer the card into the borrower's card slot. All right. Okay. So, but then of course we realize there are some limitations. So for example, let's say we have a list. Okay, let's say we have a list that is sorted by customer name for an alphabetical order. If you want to find a customer by his name, that's very easy. But what if you want to find a customer living at a particular street or a customer with a phone number? All right. So this is the major limitation of your manual card index. Your card can only be held in one particular order. So if you choose arrange by your name, then it can only be arranged by name. That means it will be difficult to find, let's say, the address. If you choose to sort by address, it will therefore be difficult to find something by name. Okay, you can only search on one data item at a time. Alright. So to get around this problem, right, we make use of digital solution to store and manage large records. Okay, so when we first started, right, we could use, for example, a flat file. So a flat file here essentially, right, is you are using individual files to store it. Alright, then basically we can construct a database like this. So this is an example of a flat file. Like for example, I can store this into an Excel spreadsheet, name, gender, age. I also can store the same thing as a comma separated value list, CSV list, right? Okay. Then there are some limitations of a flat file, of course. Okay, let's look at what are the limitations. Alright, so if you want to add a new field, right, you need to do a bit of work to redesign the files and the program code. So for example, let's say you want to add a new field, let's say you want to add maybe email address here. You have to think of how you want to add it to every single entry. Alright, it's not so straightforward, right? Okay, no check on data integrity. Okay, what this means is that, for example, like here, right, you have things like birth age should be filled in as an integer, right? So, but in cases like this where there's no check, you can fill in basically as I say like a word, or even put things like don't know or NA, right? So this is not good database practice, right? There could also be duplicated data. So let's see whether there's any duplicated data here. There are two Damiens here, right? So again, it's very hard to keep track as well. All right. Okay, so this is the end of part 1A. You can attempt questions in C4 Introduction to Database, questions 1 and 2. After that, you can move on to the next video.